I'm truly awed by what we've accomplished. The final broom upgrade is better than even I expected. Stop by Spintwitches when you can.
Sapphire Hazel is now live. Streaming Hogwarts Legacy, Hogwarts Hooligans.
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade. Perhaps not the best place to be caught alone.
Hola.
Hey, Quench. Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Estás bien? ¿Y tú?
This must be the castle where Miss Coffee's Ashwinders. I'd better find a way around them. Or perhaps through them. I hope the Ashwinders haven't done anything with Rococo. These coins must have come from Miss Coffee's Niffler.
Beepity boopity bop. XD ho ho ho. Hola is the extent of my Spanish. Anyway, I'll be working whilst watching.
Perfect. Let's see what we've got. This must be what all the fuss was about.
Alright. Well, thank you.
Revelio. Treasure. That Niffler's certainly leaving quite a trail. More treasure. Rococo must have been through here. More ashwinders. I might as well grab the Niffler. I'm here now. Revelio.
I'm rich, bitch!
Revelio. I hope Miss Coffee appreciates this.
Collecting all that was weirdly satisfying to watch.
Yeah, it was weirdly satisfying to do.
You are the talk of the school since you saved Mr. Rabe and I from the Ashwinders. We have come so far. We should discuss the next steps in our plan to stop Harlow.
Wonder who lives here.
My poor Rococo.
Miss Coffee, I found your Niffler.
Oh, goodness, really? Oh, thank you. You're very brave. I was at my wit's end. How's my sweet Rococo? May I have him back?
I'm sure he'll be happy to go home.
He will. Oh, my brave little explorer. My greedy, greedy boy. Oh, I can't wait to get him home. Thank you again for what you did. From now on, I'll keep Rococo on a lead whenever we go out. What's brought you here today? Thank you for stopping by.
Damn, I just matrixed the fuck out of this person.
Lol.
That's right, bitch.
Dick thinks you should be proud of all the potions you've brewed.
Revelio.
Hippogriffs like, what you doing?
Revelio. Revelio.
Did you ever own a Tamagotchi? That's what doing this reminds me of, lol.
Yeah, I used to have a Tamagotchi. I remember my first grade teacher actually got me my very first Tamagotchi. She gave one to everyone in the class.
Revelio. Revelio.
Lol, that's nice. I think they were banned at my school.
Revelio. Revelio. Revelio.
This thing, you should be proud of all the potions. thinks you should be proud of all the potions you've brewed.
Revelio. 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 Revelio.
On today's episode of Vivarium Designing by Hazel.
Right?
I can do this. I can do this. They will want to help. Is this where we're meeting the Centaurs?
Well, they don't exactly know we're coming, so it's less of a meeting and more of a surprise, I suppose.
Once we tell them about the Snidgets, they'll understand why we came.
So as
and
soon as
they'll
I get
want
through
to
this
help.
dialogue, right
hope
before I
you're
go do
right.
this, I'm just gonna
Perhaps
eat
they'll
really
be
quick.
able to tell that we're sincere. There's something about them that's so knowing. It's almost unnerving.
I suppose they are known for having an air of omniscience.
That's exactly the right word. I just...
Lol, that
Never
room
mind.
of requirement
What is it?
music is
It's
imprinted in
nothing,
my head.
truly.
Okay, enjoy your food.
We've no secrets to hide.
That's right. We'll simply be honest with them about what we're trying to do. They'll have to help us, won't they?
Yes, of course. You're absolutely right. We'll meet with them, tell them about the Snidgets, and I'm sure to all be fine.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Please! We were hoping to speak
It's
with you.
imprinted in my head and I didn't even really do any designing in my role or lol.
To a centaur, and it spoke back.
No, never! We're here because we need your help.
Enough! You made a grave error in judgment in coming here, little witch.
Listen, I'll kill all of you.
We do not harm the young. It is not our way.
You forget your place, old fool. I'm the leader of this herd, and while you cling to our way, their kind continue to slaughter beasts like us without a care!
From what I can see, they have slaughtered no one. They will leave here unharmed.
Mark my words, Doran. If I ever see them again, it will be all 3 of your heads.
Foolish children. Do you know what happens to
I don't
wizards
even
who
own the
wander
game
here?
lol.
Now, follow me before
Golden
I...
Snidgets are still alive, and the poachers are after them. They know that the key to finding them lies in the moonlight, but they don't know what that means, yet. Please, help us find the Snidgets before the poachers do.
Could it be?
You should fix that.
In the south, there is a cave within which lies what the poachers seek. A moonstone. Retrieve it and place it in the henge in the forest. I, on the other hand, must go speak with the herd. Find me after you have done this.
I don't understand. So the moonlight mentioned in the journal
Might do,
doesn't
although I've
refer to
seen
actual
most of it now
moonlight,
XD.
but to a moonstone. What do moonstones have to do with Snidgets? And why was he so certain about where we could find one?
Isn't Moonstone all around us? Why retrieve one from a cave?
Knowing centaurs, I suspect he's referring to a specific moonstone. We'll likely know it when we see it.
I don't know, but I am inclined to believe him, what with his being a centaur and all.
I am too. It is a shame how quickly he left. What was his name? Doran.
That's what the leader of the herd called him.
Well, if Doran knows something we don't, I'd rather act now and ask questions later. I can head to the library and start looking into the cave.
You've only seen Gryffindor Ravenclaw better.
I'll let you know what I find.
Listen, my house may be Gryffindor, but I'm doing some very Slytherin things in this motherfucker, okay?
Revelio.
Wait, what'd you say, bitch? What am I supposed to do? What?
I hate to see a creature get put down like that. But trolls have no business in Hogsmeade.
Hazel making Voldemort look like a puppy dog in this XD.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented flu powder.
I have been meaning to speak with you that day.
I wonder how everyone knows about it.
I told my mother in the hope that she would be more forgiving of what I have been up to if it came from me. She likely told other professors, and news travels quickly. Unfortunately, she might, in fact, have been even less forgiving than I'd hoped.
If she knew more about what you've done, I suspect she'd be proud.
If she knew any more about what I've done, she would never let me out of her sight again.
I'm sorry. Has Officer Singer done anything with the evidence we provided?
She has not. Harlow is as strong as ever. Someone needs to stop him, whether it is us or Officer Singer. If someone had stopped the monsters like him in Matabeleland, my father would be alive today.
What exactly happened to your father?
It was a beautiful day. My mother had gone to tend to a neighbor who was ill, and so my father and I were galloping in the savannah.
Galloping? Your father was also an animagus, I take it?
He could become the most majestic giraffe, and he would carry me on his back, my arms around his neck. We were on our way home when we surprised a group of bandits who had come from our village. One of them saw me just as he removed a scarf from his face. He shouted and then aimed his rifle.
He didn't want you to identify him.
Exactly. In an instant, my father bowed his neck to protect me and was hit. As he fell, my father changed back into his human form. When the bandits saw this, they turned and ran in fear. Magic terrified them, and then he was gone. And it was all my fault.
Your fault? How so?
He died protecting me. If I had been capable of protecting myself, he would still be alive today. My mother and I tried to go on without him, but it became too much for us there. A few years later, we left to come to Scotland.
Do you think taking down the Ashwinders will avenge your father's death?
No. Vengeance is not what drives me. My father would not want that. He and my mother raised me to believe that it is a privilege to be able to fight for those who cannot. I know there is risk involved, but I feel it is worth it. I am glad you seem to think so too.
I'm sorry, Natty. I can't imagine what you've been through. Your father sounds exceptional.
He was. Truly extraordinary. And thank you for your kind words. We all have our burdens. My father had a saying about that.
Yes, I remember. Rain does not fall on one roof alone.
Exactly. Soon you and I will put an end to the Ashwinders, beginning with Harlow. And once he is gone, we will turn our attention to Rookwood. We are making progress, and we will succeed. Thank you again for saving me. You deserve all of the praise you have received.
Okay, bye. Oh, it's Christmas.
Very festive.
Revelio.
Welcome back.
Hello, Professor. I have news. The goblins are looking for something. Another repository. They've built drills to help with their search.
Most troubling.
Are these repositories like the broken container I found at Rookwood Castle?
They are. I fear we have no time to lose. Have a look at the map. Fortunately, the next trial is fairly nearby.
It's Hogwarts.
As you know, I was headmistress in my time. My portrait hangs in the headmaster's office. In fact, I witnessed Professor Black learn of your arrival. And I'll confess that I wondered about you.
Wait, is the next trial in the headmaster's office?
It is. I had hoped that when the time came, the occupant of that office would be of help to us. Unfortunately, this headmaster seems wildly unconcerned with anything but himself. You'll need to access the office while he's away.
I understand. Very well. We'll find some way to get in.
Good. I shall meet you in my portrait there. Until then.
How will I gain access to the headmaster's office? Perhaps Professor Fig will know what to do. Revelio.
I thought you were going to eat. Lol.
I did during the cutscenes.
How efficient.
Professor Fig, the Keepers have shown me where the next trial is.
Has something changed?
Lodgok and I have learned that the goblins are searching for another repository, like the one we saw at Rookwood Castle. And I discovered that they're building massive drills to help in their search. Professor Fitzgerald seemed very concerned.
I see. Ranrock clearly knows even more than we suspected.
And sir, there's something else. Lodgok knew Miriam.
He knew Miriam?
They encountered each other at Rookwood Castle. She was doing research. That's where she found the container with the port key. He liked her so much that he let her leave with it, despite orders from Ranrock.
I don't know what to say. She could win over almost anyone. I want to hear more of this. And, in fact, I'd like to speak with Lodgok directly. But we've no time now. Where is the next trial?
Believe it or not, it's in the headmaster's office.
Incredible. Very well, you'll need the password to get past the stone gargoyle. The headmaster's house elf will know it.
I don't know the headmaster's house elf. Will he even speak to me? I imagine he's loyal to the headmaster.
He is. So you'll need a disguise. I have just the thing. A polyjuice potion. You'll look and sound like Professor Black.
Wait, doesn't polyjuice potion require a
gonna
bit
be
of the
really
person you want to change into? And take ages to brew.
It does.
So how do you already have polyjuice potion to change into Professor Black?
One never knows when such a thing may come in handy. Let's just say I felt the need to be prepared for anything after my fruitless trip to the ministry on his behalf. Now, time is of the essence. Drink up and I shall explain more. How do you feel?
Incredible. I won't forget that taste anytime soon. How do I sound?
Convincing. I've taken the liberty of transfiguring your robes. As we discussed, you'll need the password from Scrope, who could be anywhere in the castle. You might look for Professor Kagawa. She's taken to badgering the poor elf about Quidditch in the hopes that he can convince Black to change his mind. Thus far, unsuccessfully.
I see. But what if Professor Black sees me?
Leave him to me. I shall tell him where to meet a liaison from the Ministry in Hogsmeade. That should give you plenty of time.
Thank you, Professor. I suppose we'll meet again in the map chamber.
It's rather strange to hear gratitude coming from Professor Black. I'll see you there.
Now to find the headmaster's house elf.
Okay, so I know the game won't let me do it, right? But like, I really wish that as this guy, I was able to do an unforgivable curse and like get him fired. That would be great. But I can't do anything right now. It won't let me.
Do you have a moment, Professor? Professor,
Hello.
I was hoping to catch you.
Places to be, Professor Sharp. Places to be.
Of course, sir. Only, you'd asked me about a particular potion, and I
did? I did, yes. Well, spit it out, Sharp. I don't have all day.
Probably best not to discuss it here, sir.
Really? Why can't we talk about potions here? Seems fine to me.
Very well. I've brewed the cure for boils you wanted. I can drop it by your office when it's convenient.
Of course, yes. No need for all the cloak and dagger. Simply have a student deliver it.
A student? Very well, sir, if you insist.
I do. And thank you, Sharp. I just hope you've brewed enough for all my boils.
Now, to determine which student gets this rather unenviable task.
When I witness what passes for magic in these halls, I simply mourn for the future of the wizarding world.
I thought I heard the headmaster approaching.
Huh. Damage his reputation as much as possible, XD.
Mr. Weasley, what are you doing here? Don't you have, somewhere to be?
Oh, Professor, yes, of course. All sorts of places I'd rather be right now. Do you need something from me?
I'm looking for my house elf. Surely you've seen him?
Ah, the little one-eared fellow. I saw him heading to the Great Hall moments ago, muttering on about your, sterling graces, sir.
I am watching you, Mr. Weasley. Mr. Redding, who owns Honeydukes, tells me some of his billywig stings recently went missing. Prime potion ingredient. And I know you fancy yourself a skilled potioneer.
What?
This is fucking amazing because I'm the one who stole those for him.
Bah! That's enough from you. Just know that I have eyes and ears everywhere. On your way, Mr. Weasley.
This is so great.
Well, there's one for my diary.
Who else can I talk to?
Huh. I bet the NPCs will talk about stuff you did as him afterwards.
I'm gonna see who else I can mess with. Hang on.
We beg silence of you. I'm truly sorry. I didn't mean... Get away from me!
the ghost Prissy was talking about.
Take a moment to allow our music.
I hope someone catches him breaking into people's stuff and he gets blamed for it.
Is there a woman's staff room or somewhere he shouldn't go? The common room maybe. Lol, if someone catches him having a bath.
The most I've ever been able to conjure was a single quill. Not sure I'll ever master that one.
What if he sticks like this?
Headmaster? Here, what could he want?
They probably put all the people you can interact with on the way to where you're supposed to go.
I beg your pardon, sir.
I
I'm
thought so,
simply on
maybe
my way
too.
outside.
Taking the day off, eh? Typical student, wasting the hours away.
I have to write 20 inches on Dittany and its uses. Was heading to the greenhouse.
Ah, yes. Mixed with bubo tuber pus makes a fine mustache paste. Yes, mustache paste. I find.
Are you feeling all right, sir? You don't seem yourself.
I assure you I am quite healthy, Gaunt. If I need a medical diagnosis, I shall head to St. Mungo's.
What the hell are you doing?
Something is very wrong with Professor Black.
Is he blind?
I haven't time for any of you at the moment. None. None at all. Move aside.
Oh yeah, I think he is blind.
Has anyone seen my ivory-handled hand mirror? Of course you haven't.
Professor, a word?
Maybe it's some kind of visual aid.
Again, it is not too late to reconsider your decision regarding Quidditch. We could still have trials and a somewhat shortened season. It would be better than none at all.
But the injury, Madam Kogawa.
Professor, more than one student has taken a bludger to the head on our pitch. I dare say it knocked some sense into them. And they're fine now. The fact that it happened to be a pureblood, well, that's no reason to...
What nonsense! That you would trivialize the health of a student over a silly game.
A silly game? You are quite impossible sometimes. Sir, I've a good mind to write to the Department of Magical Games and Sports at the Ministry about you.
Good idea. I can even provide the parchment should you need it. Now, where is my elf?
Parchment? Very well, I will, and with pleasure. And I spotted Scrope in the Great Hall. Seems to be avoiding me.
I wonder why. Good day, Madam Kogawa.
I just made her write him up to the Department of Ministry.
What did we do to deserve him as a headmaster?
What did you say, good madam?
No.
I shall write to the ministry myself.
You call that a shine?
That was a good British accent.
Really? I think it was horrible.
And he's coming this way. What have I done now? The headmaster is coming this way.
I'm right in front. What? Are you a what?
Miss Broom, a word.
Oh, Professor, this is an interesting surprise. It's Bloom, by the way.
Remind me of your area of affinity, Broom. OWLs are swift approaching.
Charms, sir. Non-verbal spells. Might work on one that makes me disappear.
Well, keep at it, Broom. And before you know it, you'll be as invisible as that new fifth year seems to be.
They're not invisible, sir. I've seen them near the library. In fact, they help me with my, heavy books.
Speaking of invisible, where's my blasted house elf?
Something seems a little off with the headmaster.
Did she just disapparate?
Looks like it.
I wonder almost daily why I accepted this appointment from the...
Professor, a word, please. Hello, Professor Black.
Ah, Professor Weasley. How delightful to see you.
Sir?
Since I have you here, I wonder if I might, speak with you about Professor Fig.
Oh, very well.
I've decided to give him a bit more, leeway with his time.
Leeway, Professor? Are you sure that's wise? I confess I do worry for his students. He's rarely here as it is.
This is really interesting, and I don't know what I want to say.
Say what you want, you don't have to deal with the consequences XD.
I realize that, and I'd like to keep it that way.
I see. But, sir, if I may, I am wary of how much time the new fifth year seems to be spending away from the castle, supposedly on Professor Fig's behalf. I've heard unsettling rumors of their escapades. Everything from sneaking into the Forbidden Forest to confronting Ranrock's loyalists and Rookwood's lot.
What? Goodness. You cannot believe everything you hear, Professor. No, you cannot.
I kind of want to
I shall keep an eye
do
on Fig. You
the
simply
ministry
keep
work
doing the
one.
wonderful
Damn it,
job
really do
that you're
that.
doing. Simply wonderful.
Thank you. But I'm happy to look into...
Good. That'll be all, Weasley. I mean, Professor Weasley. Good day.
This is taking unusually long to load.
Yes, weird.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to quit the game and then bring it back up, but the stream's gonna stop, so just please refresh in, like, I don't know, 10 seconds or something.
Okay.